What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We got another FC Barcelona match recap. I'm a day late again. I apologize. I'm definitely going to try going forward to make sure I get them out right after the game. But, I was busy. Got to be honest. Got to be honest. But I did watch the game, and I have a lot of thoughts. So let's let's just get into it. Let's just get into it. Match week 3 in La Liga at Estadio de Vallecas, Rayo Vallecano, Madrid club. Last game of August as we head into September, and this was not a pretty one. This was not a pretty one. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This was not a pretty game by any stretch of the imagination. Goal from Lamine Yamal, which was very controversial. Goal from Fran Perez, Rayo, who I believe substituted in the second half. Nice goal, very nice goal. I got to give credit where it's due. A nice one-time volley off a corner, and yeah, great. I got so much to say about this game. I got to be honest. I always want to say, oh, I'm gonna keep it short, and then like the time comes and I just start yapping. I have so many thoughts that I just got to get out. So we look at the starting lineups here. And the attack looks more or less the same. Midfield, same thing. And then in the defense, some interesting talking points there. Kunde gets his first start at right back for the season. Eddie Garcia and Christensen as center back, which is extremely interesting to me. I've been wanting to see these guys get minutes. Most specifically, I've been wanting to see Christensen get minutes. I just didn't think that it would come as a center back pairing with Eric Garcia. We'll get into it. And then Balde on the left, Garcia in between the posts. My guy, Joan Garcia. All right. Here's the starting 11. I mean, good squad. I'm not mad at it. You see, Flick is getting a little bit inventive and experimental with the back line yet again, as he has been in these first three games. I think losing Inigo Martinez at the end of the preseason is rough, man. It's rough, and it's gonna take a while to. The problem is that Inigo, not only was he such a great player individually, but his duo, his partnership with Garcia in the middle of the defense, man, it was just, it's tough to replace. And I think Flick right now is just trying to find the best possible back line to fill that void that Inigo left, because it was so unexpected for him to leave when he did. Look at some stats. Okay, so 1-1 draw. You can look at that a lot of different ways, right? You look at the statistics, you're gonna notice this game was so much more even than the previous matches for Barca this season. The first two matches, an away game. You look at the expected goals. Rayo actually had higher expected goals. They had quite a few goal scoring opportunities called back for offside, and quite frankly, they just had the better opportunities this game. I've kind of seen a lot of people, I don't want to say overreact, but they are. They're overreacting. I think because Barcelona looked so poor in this match, it was a 1-1 draw. A lot of people are saying that Rayo deserved to win, and it's hard to disagree, but I think 1-1 is a fair result for both sides for the way that they both played. I think Rayo had some opportunities to score. They definitely had the better opportunities to score, but they just, couldn't put the nail in the coffin, so to speak. And Barca, man, they didn't look great. They looked unorganized. But you look at these previous matchups against Rayo, especially in Vallecas. This is a team. If you follow Barcelona, if you follow La Liga in general, because it's not just Barcelona. Rayo gives tough matches to Madrid as well when they come to town. Just going to the stadium is just rough. So you see 2-1 in the last matchup, 1-1 before then, 2-1, 1-0 to Rayo, 2-1, 2-3. Like, this is dating back to 2018 every time Barca set foot in Vallecas, Stadio Vallecas. It's just a tough night out. And so I kind of had a feeling that this game was going to be rough and ugly, and it was. It straight up was. So let's get into some takeaways. So first and foremost, the defense is like gonna make me lose my hair on my head. I'm going gray watching this defense. It's not because they're bad per se. It's just the high line in general. And I feel like a lot of people are like dying to be like, I told you so about the high line. It's not that it doesn't work. It's just teams are learning to deal with it a little bit better, And the good thing here is that they, as of yet, haven't been punished for it. They haven't conceded too many goals in open play, and a big part of that is Joan Garcia. This guy, man, absolutely world class goalkeeper. He's just insane. Like in one on one opportunities, you look at, you know, I think last year with Ter Stegen, maybe with Peña, maybe with Chesney, I think Barca loses this game, and I think I've seen a lot of people say that already. Oh well, what if they didn't have Garcia? Well, they do. That was one of the biggest reasons why Barcelona fans wanted to bring in a goalkeeper this past transfer window, and I think he is a game changer. He was great in this game, no doubt about it. Without him, Barca loses this match. No questions asked, no way around it. It just is what it is. In one-on-one opportunities, he commands the box. He makes that space his own. He dominates it, and I think that he's just done everything that's been asked of him so far. This was the first game where I feel that he was truly tested, and he passed with flying colors. He did a great job, and he really did win the point for Barca today. But as far as the defense, man, it's just Flick's been trying different combinations of the back four every match, and none of them have been super duper convincing. This was the first game where it looked like they really got exploited, but in a weird way. I thought Christensen played well. I thought Eric, I think he's a little bit better at the fullback position than the center back, even though he didn't do terrible. I don't know what the best back line is. I would probably like to see Araujo, Christensen, Kunde, and Balde, that defense from a few years back, 2 or 3 years ago. Give it a go. Let's see how it looks. But so far, man, the defense hasn't been good, giving up a lot of opportunities, and it doesn't seem like the offside trap is hitting the same way it was last season, where they were catching teams, offside like it was an art the way they were doing it. This year, some of the offsides seem to be, a little bit luckier, a little bit more fortunate, but we're here regardless. Big takeaway, big takeaway. La Liga needs to get it together. And what do I mean by this? So, as you've probably seen, Lamine Yamal wins a penalty in the first half, towards the end of the first half, scores it. Um, and they're going to go to VAR, which I got to be real. I think the penalty was the right call anyway. I've seen angles of it, and like the defender clearly makes contact with Yamal's leg and takes him out. No issue there for me. But for a lot of people, right, we're talking about, we are talking about a situation where they go to the VAR and they're unable to check it because the system is down. Now, that just sounds crazy. This is one of the biggest, most popular leagues in the world. Barcelona is one of the most popular teams in the entire world. This cannot continue to happen. It just can't. Like, it reeks of corruption. It reeks of just incompetence, and I hate it. It's a bad look, and I think every game for Barca and Madrid, we're talking about the refs, and I just want one game where we don't have any controversial decisions. We don't have any controversial calls, and I know that that's the state of football today in the world, but I'm honestly sick and tired of it. And then in the second half, the VAR comes back, and they're like, "Oh, we're good." It's like it's just how like previous seasons they didn't have the goal line technology that was leading to some controversial moments, and especially in a Clasico. If you remember, the ball went over the line 2 years ago, and they ruled it no goal. So like they just need to get it together, man. And I think Javier Tebas, president of La Liga, is worried about a lot of the wrong things. I think his registration rules are far too strict. You look at the amount of signings that teams from other leagues are making, no issues, and then you got small teams in La Liga, not even just Barca, struggling to register players. While in Vallecas, they're playing on a pitch that has holes all over it, straight up. Like it looks dangerous and it looks unprofessional for top flight football. La Liga needs to get it together, man. Seriously, like they have all the talent, all the drama, all the storylines that would make them be the best league in the world. And for me, they are the most entertaining league in the world. I know a lot of people are gonna say the Prem, and I understand that, but just the week in week out drama of La Liga is unmatched, and so they just need to get it together and figure out a way to make these matches more, for lack of a better term, professional. Um, so yeah, that's one. I'll move on. I'll move on. But Vallecas is a house of horrors, man. It really is. I mean, I got to be honest. They played great. They executed their game plan. They were very physical. I thought a lot of their players were very physical, teetering on the line of dirty, and then they would get fouled and they're on the ground. They're begging for calls. It's like if you're gonna play physical and be on your opponent like that, you kind of have to accept what comes with it. But I really like the atmosphere of the stadium. The fans are like 10 feet away from the touchline. It's like crazy. They're right there. When you see a player doing a throw in or a corner, the fans are right there, letting the players have it. I love it. It reminds me of like South American football, Argentina League, and I really like that. I really like that because it's rare now these days to see that for a top flight team have that sort of atmosphere, and I did like that. Apart from the pitch stuff, with the actual grass on the pitch, like the field, the grounds, the stadium itself, good vibes, good energy, and I love that. Much needed international break. So Barca's going on an international break after this game. They're going to be gone for about 2 weeks. And I think that's so necessary. I think some of these guys need some time to recuperate. Lewandowski got in again off the bench, played about 15 or so minutes, and I think after the break he'll probably be healthy, fit enough to start. And I'm excited for that. I mean, I like Ferran; he's done a good job, but Lewandowski's a better striker, point blank, period. Gavi, same thing, picked up a knock. I think he should be back after the break. Rooney Bargi just got registered, so he should be there after the break. We're looking at a different team after the break, and you know there's some big matches ahead. So I think this is a good time for the guys to get a mental refresh. Honestly, they didn't look great in this game, so they just need a little bit of time, rest, recuperate, and get back into the training ground. I think that's really all you can say. That's really all you can say. I don't want to overreact to one game because if you look at it from an objective point of view, Barca had three tough away matches to open the season, and they walked away with points in all three. So you look at teams like Atleti, who have 2 points over three matches. Like it's early in the season, and there's still 30 plus games remaining. So drawing one match against Rayo is not the end of the world to me. It's not the. I think they were fortunate to walk away with a point. Don't get me wrong, but they did. So I can't be too upset. Let's get on to the player of the match, and this to me was so obvious. He was exceptional. He was great, and this is why they brought him. This is why they brought him. No doubt about it, man. This guy, he really looked great in this game. I really do think so. I'm so happy this guy is FC Barcelona's keeper for the next, you know, foreseeable future. Look at some of his stats. I mean, 5 saves. But it wasn't just about the saves because a few of the shots were right at him, but it was more so about him just controlling the 18 and dominating that space. You look at accurate passes. He did well. Long balls, maybe not so much, but acted as a sweeper 6 times, and that is huge to me. That is absolutely huge to me in this team where the goalie's facing a lot of one-on-ones. If the opposition happens to beat the high line and launch a counterattack, you get that one-on-one. Him being able to read that, come out, clear the ball, act as a sweeper, fantastic work. You look at the expected goals on target faced, 1.77, goals prevented 0.77. Like he quite literally, we didn't win, Barca didn't win, but he quite literally saved them from losing yesterday. No doubt about it, no questions asked. And for that, Joan Garcia is far and away player of the match. And so, looking ahead to next match, as I said, international break coming up. But next match is September 14th against Valencia. And allegedly, we'll see. I'll believe it when I see it. But the next match is supposed to take place, the first official La Liga match at the new Camp Nou. And I'm so excited if that is the case. But like I said, I don't want to get my hopes up because they've already kind of lied about it a little bit, or at least made one promise and then it didn't come to fruition. So let's wait and see. But it's looking like that could be the case at a limited capacity, and that's going to be awesome to see. That's going to be so good to see Barcelona back where they belong finally after a few years of playing at other stadiums. So you look at these previous matchups against Valencia, 5-0, 7-1, 2-1, 4-2. Like this is a one-sided affair when it comes to Barca versus Valencia, at least in recent years. So coming off the international break, I am expecting to see Barcelona come out, and this is also a few days before their first Champions League match of the season, going on the road to Newcastle. I'm expecting Barcelona to come out, score 3, 4 goals, win in convincing fashion, look like they got their stuff together, and get that momentum back under their wings. I think 2 wins, 1 draw. You gotta get back on the winning side, especially if you're at home, especially if against a team like Valencia. With all due respect, um, Barca have dominated them in all competitions in recent years. So I'm expecting a big match from Barca, but we'll have to see what the international break holds. Hopefully, everybody can stay healthy and get back and play the football that we know they're capable of playing. So, all in all, not very happy with the performance yesterday by Barca. Got to be honest with you, it was a very frustrating game, but to walk away with a point for a tough away match, if we play Rayo again, it's going to be at home. It's going to be in Camp Nou or wherever Barca's playing at the time. So, could be worse. Could be worse. But yeah. So, again, thank you for tuning in. I'll be back soon with some more videos. But until then, Visa Barca.